Hi everybody, I'm back. I know it's been like 4 years since my last video, my first and last video about my road trip. I'm really sorry for letting you guys wait so long and I'm also sorry for my English, which is probably terrible right now because I'm a long time now in Israel. And yeah, okay, so after these two apologizes, let's begin. First of all, I'm gonna say the trip it went good, it went awesome. There were no major technical problems whatsoever. The bike was amazing. I mean, it was my first bike, but I owned 4 bikes already since that one, and this bike was awesome. It made the trip no problem. I did take most of the time back roads, side roads. That was my plan. Anyway, I didn't want to take the freeways. That wasn't like my idea of the road trip. I wanted to see more nature, more primitive, if we can call it that way, parts of the country, of every state. And yeah, and my idea was just to like follow the weather. I've learned so much about the weather, I guess, and about like the trip and everything during the trip. There was one time which was, I mean, there were a few times I was really in a dangerous situation. I will make a longer video including parts of the video I took on the way and some pictures I made. Right now I'll just mention one part of the trip, which was really at the beginning. I was using my phone GPS, and it really confused me. I mean, I was in southern Utah, really at the beginning of the trip, and I was trying to take some kind of shortcut through a dirt road, which seemed really like easy dirt road, not something really dangerous or anything. And I found myself like riding 5-6 hours without any reception, and the dirt road was like getting worse and worse condition. And that's like the GPS told me it would take me half an hour to go on that dirt road and get to Moab, the place where I was doing my first stop. And I misunderstood the GPS. It said 1 p.m. you're gonna get there, but I thought it meant like 1 hour or something. Anyway, that was a huge misunderstanding, and it almost ended really not good, because my bike just at some point stopped, the engine turned off, and I'm like, shit. Sorry, but yeah, but then I took myself like together and turned the fuel on the reserve tank, and yeah, it was really out of fuel. I didn't even fill my spare fuel cans, but I did have enough fuel to get out of there without falling and, like, you know, ending my life there in the middle of the desert where I didn't even see one person or an animal even on that 6-hour dirt road. So yeah, it's so funny that when I eventually got to the gas station in Moab at the end of my fuel, then I dropped the bike, and of course I can't pick that bike. I couldn't pick that bike up only after I took all of the stuff down, and I was so scared at that point. It was really traumatic. I was like shaking and saying thanks to God that I got out of there, and then like saw a few people, they helped me pick up the bike. And what I also found out that happened on that 6-hour dirt road was the back box, you know, I don't think I showed what is in there in the videos. I think I forgot about that one. The box I had in the back opened because it was so packed, like it was so full, that I guess from one of the bumps it opened on the way and stuff fell out of there. So what fell out was my thermal clothes, like most of them, and the gas, the stove, the gas stove. And yeah, afterwards that was a problem. I mean, a gas stove, I bought a new one in Moab, but I didn't buy the thermal stuff because, I mean, I guess I thought, wow, it's pretty hot in this desert, I don't need any thermal stuff now. But then when I got to Colorado, it was snowing and I was freezing, yeah, and I didn't have enough clothes. I was really on a budget also, as you know, as I explained on my previous videos. So yeah, it was challenging. It was a challenging trip. There were a few more parts that really I was in dangerous situations. I don't think I will do another trip like that by myself. I do really want to make more road trips, but I don't think I will do another one on my own because there was just too many nights that it was too risky. I didn't realize what I'm doing. I mean, I did know what I'm doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. It's kind of funny. I will tell a few more stories, if there's people wanting to hear, of course, about really crazy stuff I've been through on this trip. To your questions about the maintenance of the bike, I didn't have to fix the valves again. I did that only once before the trip. It was fine all the way. Fuel was a little bit of a problem sometimes, as I told you. I did use the spare fuel tanks. Really thanks to Jeff for making them for me. I did use them a lot of times even. And I did have to adjust the chain a few times. That was not a problem. After I learned how to do it, it was really easy. Other than that, really the bike was amazing. I think in miles per hour it got to about like 75, I think, yeah. I will check that. I guess you already know, whoever has the bike, he already knows, but I'm pretty sure it topped at 75 miles per hour. I wouldn't recommend going with this bike on freeways. It's just kind of scary with the wind and with big trucks. It's a small bike, and yeah, it's not that fast, but it is definitely capable of doing a side road trip. Yeah, what else were you asking about? My height, if I get to the road, to the floor. I did get with the tips of my toes. It was a problem for me picking up the bike. I did use the ratchet, how do you call that? I'm not sure, but like the rope, that yellow thing. Once I dropped the bike in also off-road, and I had to tie that thing to a tree to like pick up the bike. Today, after I owned a few dirt bikes, I guess I could do that on my own without a rope, because I learned really how to use the strength with my legs yeah, but there were a few tough times. I wouldn't recommend anyone riding alone on dirt roads. That's what I really recommend anyone after this trip. Although I can say that I still I rode a lot alone in Israel, because after I crossed America, I feel like Israel is so like easy. There's reception and everywhere here. So everything, my life like got really, and compared to what I've done, everything's like so okay, no problem, like it's easy after that road trip. So yeah, it gave me lots of skills and lessons, and most important, I'm alive. I'm so happy all of you were concerned and asking about me, and yeah, that's it. I will post another video with material I've captured, and of course if you watched both of the other videos, I was explaining about the main purpose of this trip was gaining inspiration for my music. You're all invited to my other page on YouTube or on Facebook or on Instagram. It's Evelyn in Trance. That's my music pages. I am still working on stuff from my inspiration from this trip, but you're of course all invited to listen to my music and comment and ask any questions. And yeah, peace. I love you all.